Greetings, 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 and salutations, one and all. Welcome, 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 welcome to the night shift. It's Tuesday night, healthy love night. Gonna have a little sound of Jessie Lee. Wanna welcome you to the show. Those near and far. Tune in on TuneIn Radio, the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew, Box.net, the Foundation Radio Network, One Harmony Radio. Wherever you are in the world. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome 483, welcome 994. Jessie Lee Caldero, the young soca prodigy. Hey, Julianne. Welcome to the darker side. Welcome to Nighttime Radio. Welcome to the night shift. S-O-C-A. What we're spelling? Soca. Little Jessie Lee Caldero spoke to her dad on this show. Let's see, just about a month ago, and that was fun. Right now, he's busy. Right. So all you need to know is a midday fix, right, Julie? Yeah, spoke to Leon Leon Caldero, and right now he's just living the life. You know, it's that time. It's soca time. And if you're connected with him or you follow him on social media, you'll see that he's all just soaked up. But tonight it's Healthy Love Night, and it's where we look at things that can affect our health. And where a few weeks ago, I was talking to someone, and they said to me, you know, have you done any shows on autoimmune diseases? And I said, I have actually, yes. And I said, you know, you should do one on my condition. And I said, you know what? Stop right there. When you are ready for me to do one on your condition, make yourself available for that Tuesday night so that when I present it, you can be there. Because I can only speak from the side where I look up the information and I present it. But to have someone there that can speak from their own experience, that's magic. So, I can tell you when that time comes, you will know. But until then, I am speaking generally tonight about autoimmune diseases. How many of them are you familiar with? What do you know of autoimmune disease? It's really a condition in which your immune system just decides that it is going to attack everybody. In other words, your immune system is attacking your own body. The immune system normally, its job is to normally guard against germs like bacteria and viruses. But and when it senses foreign invaders, what it does is send out fighter cells and say, okay, these don't belong. We're gonna take care of these, we're gonna get rid of them. Wait a minute, before I get carried away, I just want to make mention of sponsors for this segment. Pulse Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless. Thank you very much. Give them a call if you have an event or you are doing something like what I'm doing right here and you want to make that work just like how this is working. Give Pulse Media a call. 754-999-6020 is the number that gets you in touch. Or you could even reach out to them online, pulseemg.com. Alright. Thank you guys over there at Pulse. When you call them, just go ahead and get them my name here. Don't be shy. So here it is. The immune system normally says, alright, we're gonna go ahead and fight these foreigners and chase them out of town. Kill them if necessary. And it normally can tell the difference between foreign cells and your cells. When there's an autoimmune disease, the immune system mistakes part of your own body. Things like your joints and your skin. It mistakes it as foreign. And it releases proteins called autoantibodies that attack these cells. Some autoimmune diseases target only one organ. Type 1 diabetes damages the pancreas. Other diseases like lupus, they affect the whole body. Now, one of the interesting things about this is that doctors do not know what causes the immune system to misfire. And some people are more likely to get an autoimmune disease than others. Why? They don't know that either, really. Women get autoimmune diseases at a rate of about 2 to 1 compared to men. And 6.4% of women versus 2.7% of men is the ratio that the scientists have come up with. Now, often the disease starts during a woman's childbearing years, which is between age 14 to about age 45. Well, I guess you could even push it even further. But let's just use that range for now. Some autoimmune diseases are more common in certain ethnic groups. As example, lupus affects more African American and Hispanic people than it does Caucasians, which is possibly a reason why some people would say it is engineered. But we won't really get into that tonight. Certain autoimmune diseases like multiple sclerosis and lupus run in families. And not every family member will necessarily have the same disease, but they inherit a susceptibility to an autoimmune condition. Because the incidence of autoimmune diseases is steadily rising, researchers suspect environmental factors like infections and exposures to chemicals or solvents may very well be involved. A Western diet is another suspected trigger. So when you consume these high fat and high sugar and highly processed foods, these things are typically linked to inflammation. And this now might set off an immune response. But the issue with that is that it has not been proven. Another theory is called hygiene hypothesis. Because of vaccines and antiseptics, children today are not exposed to as many germs as they were in the past. Now stick with me here. Pay attention. Don't let this go over your head. The lack of exposure could make their immune system overreact to harmless substances. The lack of exposure to germs may cause their immune system to overreact to harmless substances. I said it slow and deliberate, because it's a thing. We now have a lot of antibacterial soaps, and hand sanitizer is a big deal everywhere. However, 30 years ago, there wasn't that many antibacterial products and significantly less disease. Or is the argument that because of social media now you know of a whole lot more, and because of the ease of information you know a lot more of these incidents? But statistics prove that it's more now than before. For those of you who are listening in and want to get in touch, you want to chime in, you want to share, 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. You can call, you can text, and of course the chat room is available. So you go to kevinstew.com and it's called the Stew Pot. I invite you to jump on in. The water is always fine. It's a judgment-free zone. You say what you need to say. I just encourage that you do not curse and you respect other people's opinions. but it's judgment free, so you can speak freely. Cool, cool. That's for those who are new. All right, so autoimmune diseases are pretty common. Well, at least 14 of them are. I shouldn't say they are common, but 14 of them are. And there are really more than 80 different autoimmune diseases. But some of the common ones include type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, MS, multiple sclerosis, lupus, IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, Addison's disease, Graves' disease, Sjögren's. How is that pronounced anyway? Sjogren. It's what? Swedish? Definitely Scandinavian of some sort. Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, celiac disease. Oh, well, celiac disease. Last year, you may remember, I had a guest on talking about celiac disease. Sharon Corinthian was talking about celiac disease last year. So there are a bunch of people with these autoimmune diseases, and some of them range from really deadly to not so deadly. If it's an autoimmune disease, it's in my opinion, is pretty dangerous. Early symptoms of many autoimmune diseases are very similar, and I would think that gives doctors a pretty interesting time when doing their jobs. But some of the symptoms include fatigue, achy muscles, low-grade fever, trouble concentrating, swellings and redness, numbness and tingling in the hands and feet, hair loss, skin rashes. The majority of this list resembles a flu, doesn't it? It resembles the flu. Fatigue, achy muscles, fever, flu. But there are certain things that really makes it different from the rest. Individual diseases can also have their own unique symptoms. Like type 1 diabetes causes extreme thirst, weight loss, fatigue. Irritable bowel disease causes belly pain and bloating and diarrhea. When it comes to diseases like psoriasis or rheumatoid arthritis, sometimes you mess up the authors with the Arthurs. Symptoms come and go. I have a very close friend of the family that I remember when we were teenagers, he suffered severely from RA, and we didn't think he would make it into adulthood when he had some of his flare-ups, because it was wicked. But thank God he's still around with us today. Periods of symptoms are typically called flare-ups, and periods when the symptoms go away are called remissions. Like, I posted earlier that popular incarcerated DJ in Jamaica, Vibes Cartel, was hospitalized earlier this week and was released from the hospital today, and his case is a case of a thyroid condition. So he had a thyroid flare up that apparently he's had before, and is now, and had been in remission. So yeah, symptoms often come and go 23 minutes after the hour. When you have an autoimmune disease, there are times when it is suggested that you must see a specialist, depending on the type of disease that you have. With the joint diseases, you would go to a rheumatologist. With the diseases of the GI tract, you would go to a gastroenterologist. The ones that deal with the glands, things like Addison's disease and Graves', you go to an endocrinologist. And for the ones that take care of conditions that affect the skin, you go to a dermatologist. Yeah, dermatologists don't just deal with acne, just so that you know. Now, understand this. There's no single test that can diagnose most of the autoimmune diseases. Your doctor has to use a combination of tests and assessments of your symptoms to really give you a proper diagnosis. And after you get that diagnosis, you're going to probably have to get diagnosed again. You know, it's kind of like when you do when you're doing construction or you're doing woodwork. You measure twice and you cut once, because you need to make sure. The anti-nuclear antibody test, the ANA test, is often the first test that doctors use when symptoms suggest an autoimmune disease. A positive test means that you likely have one of the diseases, but it doesn't confirm exactly which disease you have. Other tests look for specific antibodies produced in certain autoimmune diseases. And your doctor might also do tests to check for the inflammation that these diseases produce in the body. Now, treatments are another interesting thing, because the treatment that you may receive doesn't cure autoimmune diseases. They can control overactive immune response and bring down inflammation, but they do not treat the disease. And you're talking about NSAIDs, the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, like ibuprofen, Advil, Motrin, naproxen. Are there common triggers? That's a good question, Julian. That's a very good question. Treatments also, they're also available to relieve symptoms like pain and swellings and fatigue and skin rashes. And having a well-balanced diet and getting regular exercise can also help you to feel better. Because these autoimmune diseases are so different, there would more than likely be different triggers to them. And some of them, there isn't necessarily a trigger, because your body is saying, your immune system is saying, okay, your body is, and cells in your body are not supposed to be there. So the real question would be, what causes the misfire? What causes the body to turn on itself? Because that is where the root of an autoimmune disease is. Bless up, Phil. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Welcome to the chat. You haven't been around in a while, and we had a good little private reasoning earlier. Much love, brother. Much love. Again, a lot of autoimmune diseases out there. We're gonna take a quick little break in just a few moments, and when we come back, we're gonna look at some rare autoimmune diseases. You have roughly 14 common ones. We're only gonna look at 7 rare ones. And yeah, tonight's show won't even be too long. But if anybody wants to call in and share of an experience that they have had, whether themselves directly or someone close to them, that they're allowed to speak of their condition. Not calling names, but just to speak of the condition and what the treatment has been like, what the journey has been like. I spoke of my friend earlier, who is like family. Occasionally he would have a flare up now, but not so much. But again, when he was growing up, we thought on several occasions that we'd lose him. There was one point I didn't see him for months because he was getting treatment for his RA, his rheumatoid arthritis. And being a 12, 13-year-old, and you hear arthritis, you thought, oh, but isn't that something that only old people get? No. When you have an autoimmune disease, it is no respect of age. I have 2 friends who have lupus, a male and a female. And their spouses worry for them constantly. But they themselves have learned how to live with their condition because they've made it into their 40s. And still going. Now, of course, when there's a flare-up, there is worry. And rightly so. But it doesn't mean that it is the end. And they act accordingly. Now remember, earlier I mentioned that in comparison to 30 years ago, there are a lot of vaccinations and a lot of antibacterial products that are available and on the market, and very well could be a reason why you have conditions like autoimmune diseases running rampant or increasing. Let me not say running rampant, but increasing today. We are actually advised not to use antibacterial soaps because there are also good bacteria that the body needs. And if you're using antibacterial products, you're killing not just the bad bacteria, but the good ones too. If your body is designed to protect itself, who are you to say that you know how to help it? Food for thought. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more. It's Healthy Love right here on the night shift of DJ Kevin Stew. We're talking about autoimmune diseases tonight. Be right back in just a few.
Quality Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. a new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there. We know how it feels. So we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Roll out with Island Rock Music and have fun. Check out the quality apparel at islandrockmusic.com. Designed for you and your crew. Hear the music, feel the breeze, with selected tracks and more. Available now from the online store at islandrockmusic.com. islandrockmusic.com. Log on today and ride with us.
Stepping, these are roots vibrations.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger.
Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help.
Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me. We are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Selassie DJ Kevin Stew.
Youngblood Records.
Rise this morning, give thanks. This life's not guaranteed at all, at all. A lot of people never wake up this morning, never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed judge a warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling, never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling, that live to see today. So if you live to see another day, I tell you don't forget to pray. Jah bless you with His mercy. Another chance to right the wrongs from the choices that you've made. Love will guide you upon your journey. Life is much better when you know what it's worth. Let every step count, let every move work. Here today, tomorrow, say your day and a deeper. So set your mind and good living. With that you feel flirt. Waste your day seeking vanity. Flesh thing now go work. Walk fast from dirty liberty road that you know feel hurt. It best to wear a smile than to wear a dirty smirk. Remember we put Jah first. A lot of people never wake up this morning, never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed Jah warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling, never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling, not live to see today. Give thanks and praise, we still fall.
I want to welcome you back to the show. This is new music from Phil Watkins.
No promise on the road where we
The track is called Today. I want to thank GMAT Music Solutions for sponsoring this segment of the show.
morning giving thanks.
For sound and stage production services, musical equipment, PA systems, DJs, bands, musicians, singers, give them a call, 754-307-GMAC. That's 754-307-4622.
Breathe to feel the
Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you, yeah?
Young Blood Records.
Rise this morning, give thanks.
As we pull this once more from the top.
Life's not guaranteed at all.
Phil Watkins, a track called Today.
A lot of people never wake up this morning, never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed Jah warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling, never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling, that live to see today. So if you live to see another day, I tell you don't forget to pray. Jah bless you with His mercy. Another chance to right the wrongs from the choices that you've made. Love will guide you upon your journey. Life is much better when you know what it's worth. Let every step count, let every move work. Here today, tomorrow, say your day and a deeper. So set your mind and good living. With that you feel flirt. Waste your day seeking vanity. Flesh thing now go work. Walk fast from dirty liberty road that you know feel hurt. It best to wear a smile than to wear a dirty smirk. Remember we put Jah first. A lot of people never wake up this morning, never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed Jah warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling, never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling, not live to see today. Give thanks and praise, we still fortunate. Work up, spread the message, cause we still have blow breath. Life, no promise on the road where we check, but Jah never failed me yet. Rise up in the morning giving thanks. With life, I have a special romance. Me and good health a slow dance. Thank you, Jah, for giving me a next chance. You see the sun, you feel the breeze, you feel the pouring. No take life for granted. You live another day of a million no morning. As Jah has come, a lot of people never wake up this morning, never live to see today. Oh, the ones who never heed Jah warning, never live to see today. Violence leave a lot of families falling, never live to see today. A lot of innocent people falling, not live to see today. A lot of people never wake up this morning.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that went to bed last night.
Oh, the ones who never heed Jah warning,
Thought they would be getting up today.
live to see today.
Nope.
Boy, let's leave a lot of families
Not to mention the ones that got up today,
to see today.
left for work,
A lot of
and their families are still waiting for them to get home.
live to see today. So if you live to see another day, I tell you don't forget to pray. Jah bless you with his mercies. Another chance to right the wrongs from the choices that you made.
Much blessings, 528.
Journey.
I know how your early days go. Alright, so welcome back to the show, of course. Healthy Love Night, right here on the night shift. If you're new to the show, 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. It's a judgment-free zone. Feel free to call and share whatever the subject matter that we're dealing with. Tonight, it just happens to be that we're talking about autoimmune diseases. Now, typically, when we think illness, we think, of course, the cause is bacteria or viruses, typically. So the solution would be either you get some rest or you get some antibiotics. Now, as it relates to the body and the body's system, I got you. The body's immune system can be as toxic to foreign organisms as it can to its own tissues. And a hyperactive immune system can wreak havoc on our body. With patients often affected by more than one autoimmune disease at a time, it's unbelievable. And if they do have more than one autoimmune disease at a time and you see them pressing through, that's a special kind of a person with a special kind of strength. And as far as I'm concerned, when I talk about strength, I'm not talking about the ability to carry. I'm talking about the ability to continue after you have carried, whatever it is. That is strength for me. So, we're gonna be talking about some rare autoimmune diseases tonight. Some of them are brand new to me when I did the research for this. Some of them were really brand new to me, and some not so new. But we can jump right into it. There are different types of autoimmune diseases that cause inflammation of the thyroid gland. And these can lead to hormonal imbalances. Graves' disease happens when antibodies induce the thyroid to secrete too much thyroid hormone. This now can lead to tremors, red skin, irregular heartbeats. Graves' disease is usually treated by removing the thyroid gland and giving patients lifelong hormone replacement therapy. But synthetic thyroxine can actually induce hypothyroidism. This now is a condition where the thyroid gland is not as active. Now, because of this, searching for new treatments for Graves' disease is still necessary. With this in mind, and trying to get to this point, British-Belgian biotech Apitope obtained positive phase 1 results in early 2018 for first-in-class treatment for Graves' disease. Apitope's treatment uses a protein to inactivate white blood cells that attack the thyroid gland. It's really interesting how the immune system works. And I remember learning about the immune system when I was in high school doing biology. And I thought it was really fascinating because you had these cells that knew exactly where to go and exactly what to do as instructed by the body's immune system. And whereas these cells, you had some cells that would fight off bacteria in the bloodstream. You had other cells that would go to the site of a cut and prevent bacteria from coming in and forming a network. And how I envisioned it as I got the information was, what was that movie? That animated movie? And I can't remember the name. The name has slipped me now. Where you had the emotions all talking to each other as the main character was born, and I can't even remember the name of the movie now. But that's kind of how it played out in my head when I looked at how the immune system worked. But I digress. So that's Graves' disease. Now, one common misconception of your dermatological conditions like psoriasis is that they cause mostly cosmetic damage and discomfort. Here's the thing about it. Similar to burn victims, the skin damage can be very serious during flare-ups of the disease. And this leaves patients unable to regulate their body temperature normally. And it makes them vulnerable to life-threatening infections. You have palliative care and biologics, which block cells or proteins involved in the disease. And they are available to treat psoriasis. But antibody treatment may prove to be more effective. And biotechs are racing to bring their treatments to the market. The Danish LEO Pharma is in the lead with a European approval for its antibody, Kinthium. Following closely behind them is German biotech Morphosis, which also received an approval from the EMA for its antibody Guselkumab. And of course, it's German. Thank you very much, Novelty. You take care of yourself, get some rest. It is very important, and we know how important it is, especially those who tune into this show. Thank you for passing by. The antibody could actually outperform the best-selling drug, AbbVie's Humira, in many rare autoimmune diseases. Now, Novartis is currently comparing its antibody, which is secukinumab, to Humira in phase 3 clinical trials. Now, again, why some of these drugs have these names that regular people bite off bits of their tongues trying to say, I don't know. I can tell you I've been practicing some of these names all day. it doesn't help. Anyway, another contender in the antibody treatment race is Belgian biopharma UCB, and it has positive phase 2B results for its drug, which is bimekizumab. Bimekizumab. What will it come out with? What will it come out as on the mass market? I don't know. Also, earlier in 2018, Dutch biotech Escalier Biosciences raised 15 million euro to develop needle-free treatments. And for those who have an aversion to needles, this would be perfect for them. Needle-free treatments for psoriasis and target a specific hormone receptor to reduce inflammation. Samsung Bioepis is actually driving down the high price of psoriasis treatments with its launch of a biosimilar of Janssen's Remicade. And other companies working in this field include Delinex Therapeutics, Sweden-based Affibody, and Switch Biotech in Germany. So all over the world, you have these biotechnicians that are working to develop, if not a cure, a treatment that is life extending. Uveitis. You ever heard of that one? This is one of those conditions that I had never, ever come across. It's a general term for the inflammation of the pigmented layer of the eye called the uvea. The optic nerve and the gel that gives the eye its shape, called the vitreous. All these are affected by uveitis, and it is commonly treated with an anti-inflammatory corticosteroid eye drop, which can lead to, funny enough, eye infection and pain. Now, like with psoriasis, biotechs are hedging their bets on new antibody treatments for uveitis, and some have actually been successful. AbbVie received approval last year to use Humira to treat uveitis in children. In the US, the drug has been approved for uveitis since 2016. Novartis has shown, in addition to treating psoriasis, secukinumab can be effective in treating uveitis as well. As cell therapies are gaining more and more traction, biotechs are using the technology to treat uveitis. TXL from Nice, France, has been granted EU, European Union, and US orphan drug designation for its T-cell based therapy for autoimmune uveitis. The technology has yet to enter clinical trials. Then there is Apitope, which is also testing T-cell immunotherapy for Graves' disease in uveitis and psoriasis patients. So apparently some of these autoimmune diseases have similar, well, I guess it comes right back to the immune system and how it operates. So some of these drugs can be cross-tested. Even more uveitis treatments are on the horizon, and Galapagos and Gilead launched a phase 2 trial testing their small molecule fligotinib in non-infectious uveitis. So you have two types of uveitis. Apparently, you have the infectious and the non-infectious, which makes it even that much more scary because it's an autoimmune disease. Sarcoidosis is one of those poorly understood autoimmune diseases, and also one of those poorly said disease names, apparently. And this is one in which inflammatory cells build up in certain tissues, particularly in the lungs, to form granulomas. These most commonly cause respiratory problems and chest pain. And although they can occur in other tissues, which include the brain, typically they apparently are known for their respiratory infections. 2 minutes to the top of the hour. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break for those who want to get somebody else in to catch the show, to reach out to them, and also gives me an opportunity to fix my tongue. Because some of these condition names, I tell you, serious. But we're going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more about some of these rare autoimmune diseases, and then we'll get into our musical therapy for the evening. Right? Cool. We're going to be right back in just a few moments. When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulseemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today?
The only thing I didn't learn today?
The only thing I didn't learn?
Is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
KTMC Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with the Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy P, Denny Ranks featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations on the rhythm: Zeal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
Hi, this is Cara Manti, and you're listening to DJ Kevin Stew, and this is The Night Shift.
Want to say thanks to JTMC for sponsoring this segment of the show, and welcome back to Healthy Love. JTMC providing you with tour management, bookings, promotions, event management, social media management. All you gotta do is give them a call, 678-793-8800, 678-793-8800. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. You heard it right here on The Night Shift. This is GAE. Track is called Both Feet from her album Reggae Prescription. Gia will be joining us, all being well, on Monday to chat a little bit about this album and give us a little bit of background as to who she is and where she's coming from. All right, so it's Healthy Love. Those of you who have been sticking around, thank you for coming around and staying around. And those that are just joining in, welcome to the show. Talking about autoimmune diseases and looking at some rare autoimmune diseases right now. Numbers to call, numbers to text to get you in touch. 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. And of course, there's an open invitation to jump into the stew pot where the water is always fine. Go to kevinstew.com and scroll down. Well, you don't have to scroll very far if you're on your computer and you're at full screen. It's right there, the stew pot, right by your screen. So you can watch me and talk to me all at the same time. Yeah? Cool. All right. So we were looking at sarcoidosis. And we realized that this is where inflammatory cells build up in certain tissues, and particularly the lungs, but it can also happen in the brain. Now, Janssen's antibody, Remicade, has been found to be effective in treating pulmonary sarcoidosis in observational studies of 46 patients. Now, on the other hand, Centocor, a company owned by Janssen, was not able to demonstrate the efficacy of antibodies. Ustekinumab, and I don't know, all these products end with mob for some reason. Is it a scientific thing? Where are my doctors that are tuning in? But ustekinumab and golimumab in phase 2 trials for sarcoidosis has not been proven to be effective. Now, AbbVie's Humira can also be effective in treating sarcoidosis, with phase 2 results showing that the drug decreases the size of lesions. Addison's disease is another condition that occurs when the endocrine system, which controls the release of hormones, becomes deregulated. Addison's disease is caused by an enzyme called 21-hydroxylase. And this attacks the adrenal glands and impairs its ability to produce hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. That's a problem. Now, this can cause a range of symptoms, which include weakness, pain, low blood pressure, and this is as a result of salt loss. Hyperpigmentation of areas of the skin. Acute attacks can also occur when hormone levels drop too low. It's interesting, though, that I mention hyperpigmentation, because there's another condition that also affects the pigment of the skin. So this now speaks to how doctors have to be careful about how they run their tests and they give diagnoses. Addison's disease is treatable with regular hormone replacement therapy to replace cortisol. But this can be quite taxing because, like diabetics, patients have to carry around syringes of cortisol for emergency use. Earlier 2018, researchers at Queen Mary University in London used cells in urine Yes, cells in urine to begin generating an artificial adrenal gland, which could actually help treat Addison's disease by replenishing the body's cortisol levels. Now, vitiligo is one of those conditions that is often mistaken for hyperpigmentation of the skin. It's called vitiligo, vitiligo, vitiligo. But it is in fact a loss of skin pigment. Fashion model Chantel Brown is known for speaking up about her vitiligo and how the disease affects the health sufferers, as well as social problems people develop with vitiligo have to face. Because, we're a vain society. We look at what we can see on the outside and we form our opinions based on that. So someone that has a skin pigment disorder is going to not only have to deal with the health condition that they have, but also the social condition that it causes. Vitiligo is commonly treated with corticosteroids and light therapy, which can actually lead to premature skin aging and increase the risk of skin cancer. Long-term corticosteroid use has a range of side effects, from osteoporosis to increased risk of infection and diabetes. So finding an alternative treatment can only benefit patients. And European biotechs have actually come up with some promising candidates in that regard. In Denmark, Vilacta Bio is developing skin lotions that could treat vitiligo by enhancing the immune system using nanoparticle drug delivery technology. Yeah, you hear the word nanotech or nano anything, nanoparticle, and you immediately start thinking sci-fi. But I've always asked this question, is that art imitating life, or do we have life imitating art? I don't know, but I will ask the question, and repeatedly so. The University of Navarra has results from a phase 1 and 2 trials suggesting that grafting patients derived melanocytes into affected areas of skin could be used to treat vitiligo. Outside of Europe, the Australian biopharma Clinuvel Pharmaceuticals has a candidate in phase 2 testing called Cenice. So patients, sufferers of vitiligo can look out for these drugs, and whichever way they are in contact with their doctors and their hospitals, I guess they can sign up for clinical testing or clinical trials of some of these products. Blah 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 blah. It is granulomatosis. Oh, when I'm done with this show tonight, I'ma really need this musical therapy. I did it just now, right? Granulomatosis is a type of vasculitis or inflammation of blood vessels. Did I say vasculitis? Vasculitis? Having a moment. It is vasculitis, which encompasses many syndromes and rare autoimmune diseases, some of which are poorly understood. Granulomatosis can lead to weight loss. can also cause fatigue and shortness of breath. Sound familiar? Kind of sound like diabetes, doesn't it? It is commonly treated with corticosteroids and immunosuppressant drugs, which can actually increase the risk of infection. The University of Groningen in the Netherlands and the US biotech Kineta are actually researching a drug derived from sea anemones that was found to have a positive effect on complications derived from granulomatosis, and eventually this may be an alternative to corticosteroid treatment. Now, one of the things that typically fascinate me when I hear of scientists using things like cells or derivatives of sea anemones and seaweed and from the stomach sac of an ant kind of a deal, is that they have to have been doing severe, or should I use the word severe? Extreme tests to come to these conclusions. Either that, or they have come across similar chemical compounds that they have found in some of these products, these cells, and just decided, all right, let me try a thing. I guess that is why medicine is a practice, because it's trial and error. But when you come across conditions like autoimmune diseases, what do you have to lose with trial and error? If you don't treat it, it could kill you. If you do try to treat it, it could kill you. What do you have to lose? And I'm just being as blunt as I can be in this situation. No, having an autoimmune disease does not mean that you're going to die early and go in a painful manner and whatever. No. It doesn't mean anything dramatic like that. I'm just saying you have nothing to lose by going forward with some of these tests of these products, because these are possibly the products that could actually extend your life. Again, autoimmune diseases don't have a cure. All they're doing is making the patient more comfortable, treating the condition as best as they can. Outside of that, there is no cure. So when you come across scientists and doctors that are working to help fix this situation as it relates to autoimmune diseases, I guess you could cut them some slack. But at the same time, let us look at what we are doing in our own communities. Things that we're doing in our own homes that 30 years ago were not being done, that could possibly be doing more harm than good. There is a recommendation that you constantly wash your hands. Yes. But you don't want to be using antibacterial soap to do it, because the good bacteria that you need, you don't get. Not to mention this whole vaccination thing. when I was a child being vaccinated, I don't think I was getting 50 different vaccinations. As far as I know, I wasn't. And some people will jump on me for saying this, but here I am today. In my 40s, my doctor says I wish I had 30-year-old patients that were as healthy as you. What am I doing differently? Getting some sun, occasionally playing in some dirt, wash my hands with regular soap, occasionally get the flu. Because I'm not doing the flu shots. I'll tell you that straight up. I am not doing the flu shots. Because I don't see where I need to introduce to my body a virus that is synthetic, or the virus of a strain of the flu that was last year's strain, when the next strain of the flu is totally different from last year's strain, or the strain 3 years ago that some scientist in Asia suspects is going to swing back around. It doesn't make sense to me. And yes, it doesn't have to make sense to me for it to be recommended to me. And I get it. I'm no doctor, I'm no scientist. It's a DJ that's in front of my name, not a DR. And cool. But I am an individual, and I'm my own individual. So I get to have a say in how my journey goes. And as it relates to the flu vaccination, that is not a part of my journey. Because if I'm going to get the flu, my body knows what to do. It is a virus. The only thing you can do to take care of a virus is to let the virus run its course, and your body to do what it's supposed to do to fight this virus. The body was designed to heal itself. Because of our interference, the body may not do that so well anymore. I could be wrong in that theory, but I know I'm not alone in it. Okay, so you're a part of that no flu shot crew too. Cool. I'm happy for you. Are your reasons the same as mine? But for whatever your reason may be, I salute you. And I welcome you to the crew. Or you can welcome me. I don't know, but I've been riding this pony for the longest while. It doesn't take anything away from us, ladies and gentlemen, when we go to our doctors to say, I don't think this is appropriate, or I don't think this works for me. You know, someone who ended up in the ER the day after getting the flu shot. These stories do exist. And in the same breath, I know of people who take the flu shot religiously and claim to never get the flu. But if you're going to introduce to me, here's how I rationalize this. If you're going to introduce a virus to me, that means I have the virus. And so my body has to go through the motions of getting rid of that virus. And how the body is designed, a virus is introduced, the body deals with that virus, and in the body's immune memory bank, they store that. And now the body is at a point where they say, where it says, okay, this virus can come here no more because we're immune to it. Cool. With whole processing of food, and even before you get to the point of the food being processed to be put out for consumption, the rearing of the food, that is done in such an artificial way now, and in such an enhanced way, that it contributes to the problem. The CAFOs, the rare find of a farmer rearing chickens, producing eggs, growing corn naturally. It's so hard to find a farmer doing that, unless you're the farmer doing it in your own backyard. But these are the things that make a big difference. And because we're getting this mass-produced product that we're supposed to be putting into our bodies, and the same people who are the ones that meet at the big table and have the expensive meals and talk about the new product that is being put out, are the same ones that meet and talk about the new product that is being put out for pharmaceuticals. Yeah, I'm going on a little bit of a rant, but it's a necessary one, because our health is important, and all these things are connected to our health. But we have to take charge of that. I cannot take charge of your health for you. I can only tell you where I'm coming from it, with it, where I'm coming from as it relates to my health, and things that I have researched and found and presented to you that may or may not support your argument for your health. But I'm going to present an argument. And hopefully at the end of it, you can ask your own questions and come to your own conclusions. I totally despise the vaccine regimen that is currently being presented. And I use my words carefully. Currently being presented to our parents for our children. Here's the deal. It's not an option. You must give your children these 76 vaccinations, with the first set being given the first week of life. Who does that? If you are 40 and over right now, you'd know of a time when a child had to get to the age of 2 before getting their first shot. Why? Because it gives that child, it gives their body, their immune system, a little time to have a foundation. The first week of life, you're pumping this child with these foreign substances. Why do you think we're going to have a lot more autoimmune diseases? Why do you think we're going to have a lot more cancers? Because it's in the air? I don't think so. 30 minutes after the hour. This has been Healthy Love, and we were talking about autoimmune diseases. I want to thank JTMC for sponsoring that previous segment and my rant. But we move now into what I call the musical therapy. Before that, let me just quickly again thank JTMC You can reach JTMC 678-793-8800, and they take care of your tour management, your bookings, your promotions, event management, social media. When you give them a link, tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we go straight into our musical therapy. We'll be right back. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
There are days when I am sitting all alone in my room. There are days when my mind's cloudy and I don't know what to do.
27 minutes to the top of the hour.
All I could think of is what I needed to do.
This is the sound of Kadia. New music from her. The track is called Lonely in My Room.
And I don't need it no more.
Off her soon to be released debut album. I want to say thanks to rockthebox.net and the Wake Up and Live show for sponsoring this segment of the show.
All alone in my bed.
Sarah Rockwell kicks off the Wake Up and Live show at 7 a.m. Eastern on rockthebox.net. So you don't want to miss that. It's Hump Day Wednesday. The Hump Day edition is always a trip. Once again, this is Kadia Brooks. Lonely in My Room.
I am sitting all alone in my room. There are days when my mind's cloudy and I don't know what to do. All I could think of is what I needed to do. All I could think of, my mind's messed up and I don't need it no more. So lonely in my room. There are nights when I am lying all alone in my bed. There are nights when my heart's aching and I just needed to rest. All I could think of is what I needed to do. All I could think of, my mind's messed up and I don't need it no more. All I could think of is what I needed to do. All I could think of, my mind is
Jamaican born and raised.
and I don't
Kadia.
need no more. So lonely in my room. So
Boy, I can hardly wait until y'all get this story.
lonely in my room.
ugly world, 'cause it's an ugly world. Them on them lie and sell some fun.
This is the real storm.
I look in your eyes, I'm hypnotized.
The track is called Interaction.
And so no other guy, can do be die. This interaction is a real attraction. Naughty dread, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. I see your fire, that strong desire to build a cottage made for two. When I love the view, my love you deserve it, can be kind and nervy. I'm going topsy-turvy, thinking about you every night. And when the morning early, love how you turn it. You know if it's worthy, yes absolutely. Cause you guide me through the journey. When the road is curvy, curvy, I'm never lonely. From a one and only, I give you glory for sending I a king and not a man with flirty, flirty. I love you plenty, like from town to centi. Yes, what's the different day? You bring I joy, you bring I joy. This interaction is a real attraction. Naughty dread, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. I see your fire, that strong desire to build a cottage made for two with a lovely view. And I want you every day. Come take me on a holiday, baby, baby. We gotta get away for time to play. Maybe to Honolulu, ooh, for a cozy night times. Oh, what a day, what a day, what a day. This interaction is a real attraction. Naughty dread, I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. I see your fire, that strong desire to build a cottage made for two with a lovely view. When I was a girl, I played with bombs and built a house. 'Cause it's an ugly world, 'cause it's an ugly world. Them on them lie and sell some fun.
Through sunshine and rain, I can't help but call out your name. I'm gazing at you, and there is no complaint. Now tell me if you want my love. Do you want me to make it all about you? There's nothing I'd rather to do than to be home alone with you. I didn't even realize that I finally found my prize. Happened since that gaze in your eyes.
This is the sound of Glenn Washington.
Got me hypnotized.
The track is called Home Alone.
And soon the fellas realize when they can't get me out to come out and play. Full joy in the rest of my days. Every time I'm home alone with you, I just couldn't see myself being without you. My life is all about you. I couldn't see myself anywhere but home alone with you. I can't get away from these feelings. This vibe will always be around. Foundation is solid and sound. Anytime I'm home alone with you, I will never let you down. Niceness will always be around. I see it in you. Right here is where I want to be. Just can't hide this feeling. Seek you the kingdom of Jah. Rastafari. Never living, never faithful, never sure.
This is Caution with No Reason.
Reason why you can't find Jah. You've got to search within your heart and in your soul. There is no reason set yourself free. 'Cause there is no reason why you can't find Jah. You've got to search within your heart and in your soul. There is no reason why you can't find Jah. You've got to search within your heart and in your soul. No reason, no reason you can't find Jah. Forward, black man, never let them push you to the back, man. Focus, black man.
You know it's easy to dance out celebrity picking up DJ Kevin and the maddest DJ in town. You know. Kick it like a ball, ED says so it goes so.
Never let them push you to the back, man. Focus, black man. A full time we take some action.
This is on a teacher D.
Come on now. Tell the women prepare the youth.
On the civil rights rhythm.
The roots, so bring the fruits. Forward in a your Gideon boat. Yes, no man, Bobby.
The track is called Forward, Black Man.
Give I 7 or 13 miles. Black star line up before our eyes. Marcus Garvey said we should be wise. It's full time we all realize. Forward, black man. Never let them push you to the back, man. Focus, black man. The system is a distraction. Forward, black man. Never let them push you to the back, man. Focus, black man. A full time we take some action. It is
Right and now, hear what the star man say. It no matter where you're there, say tribulation, they everywhere. Stand firm, yeah. Them dirty system want one with a own. So when me and touch the microphone, we slew them just like the
One more from the real storm.
I say the track, Lord.
It's called Foreign Life.
Really hard, Lord. It not pretty here abroad, Lord. Foreign not easy. Look how them undermine the needy. The black, the poor get no regard, Lord. Me Charlie come a foreign looking for a better life. Him have him 2 like a daughter, 3 like a son, a mother and a wife. And not now go on about 2 acre farm, but the kindness that him showing at the community, everyone will agree that they made from what him grow. Just want to escape the sufferation, dry the tears from my eyes, provide a good foundation, cause the well was running dry. Him thinks a milk and only day about he was surprised. When him touching at the place and realize, hey, that trod, Lord, is really hard, Lord. It's not pretty here abroad, Lord. Foreign not easy. Look how them undermine the needy. The black, the poor get no regard, Lord. Step on the black, you when me stay. We living day to day. Fill out them application, but them bench the resume. So the youth them astray, cause the system set away. Now when the deaf and poor people picnic play, every under your jaw, oppression is the law. At every intersection there's a liquor store, so why you not sides up the floor? And food them take we far. Round ya, round ya, round ya. I sing the track, Lord. It's really hard, Lord. It's not pretty here abroad, Lord. Foreign not easy. Look how them undermine the needy. The black, the poor get no regard.
Morning rise and open eye. Our time to realize. We see the changing times. Liberate the dead to life.
This is Christina Alicia.
More blind, we see the light.
It's called Jah is for us.
Never twice. Now our people shall arise. Now we stand up for our rights. If Jah is for us, who can be against us? If Jah is for us,
12 minutes to the top of the hour.
Once you know the truth of who you are, what's your worth, you rise beyond the lies they planted from your birth. Revelation cannot hide, and the truth can never die. Judge our children now arise. We stand up for our rights. Jah is for us. Who can be against us? If Jah is for us, the wicked can never ever prosper. If Jah is for us, who can be against us? If Jah is for us, the wicked can never ever.
10 minutes before I roll on out of here, I want to thank you, each and every one, for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Just reminding you, tomorrow I'm back here, same time, same place, 10 to midnight Eastern, for the Real Talk Wednesday. And tomorrow we'll be delving in, exploring self-love. What is self-love? And I have a very interesting perspective when it comes to self-love. I think my perspective kind of turns what you have learned about certain things on top of its head.
See the changing times, liberate the dead to life.
Thank you very much, Julian. I'll catch you tomorrow. All being well, God's willing.
Now our people shall arise. We stand up for our rights.
10 minutes to the top. This is King Charles from the album Still Searching. Track is called Move On. True.
You're so spiteful, girl. Every little thing you do fi hurt me. Well, you must feel say me don't know your plans. A good thing say me never thirsty, lad. Cause if me never break away, you go make a way. Me know me heart would have burn up like a grave. But name me, you know Superman, me not gonna save your day. You shoulda listen to the words me say. So me tell yourself to move on. And me say don't come back, you know. You only love me cause you know the thing shot, you know. Move on, me shoulda never tied the knot, you know. I know the fire go burn you like a pot, you know. Move on, and me say don't come back, you know. You only love me cause you know the thing shot, you know. Move on, me shoulda never tied the knot, you know. I know the fire go burn you like a pot, you know. Because you don't know who you want to be, it a go burn. You shoulda never diss the eye, you know you see, it a go burn. You just want to say you're good because of me, it a go burn. I know me nah give you no apology because you never love me and me know. But it come me like you never really know to make it show. Well watch you now, my girl you're too slow. Well, but I just saw the story go. So me tell yourself move on and me say don't come back, you know. You only love me cause you know the thing shot, you know. Move on, me shoulda never tied the knot, you know. I know the fire go burn you like a pot, you know. Move on and me say don't come back, you know. You only love me cause you know the thing shot, you know. Move on, me shoulda never tied the knot, you know. I know the fire go burn me, burn me, burn me, burn me.
Every night in my dreams I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you go on.
This is China Nicole
Far across the
on the Matrix Rhythm. Her rendition of My Heart Will Go On.
you have come to show you go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go
Nadine Sutherland.
It could be the living room or you gon' get on
The track is called Star.
me. Shake your body.
7 minutes before I bounce out.
And down, feel free. All that I need is to breathe a little moonlight. All that I need is to dance into the sunlight. All that I need is to rock my body all night. Just rock your body all night. And you're a star. And if you're confident, you know who you are. 'Cause I'm a star. And you're a star. And if you're confident, you know who you are.
You don't even have to take no chat from nobody. Nobody don't mean they be rude. They cannot be like you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You don't even have to sell your soul for diamonds and gold. The money ain't worth it. Just focus on your goals. A failure's nothing but a trial to your destiny. Just keep on pushing and one day you fulfill your dreams. Tell them haters know weapons formed against you. Okay.
This is No Weapons. One more from China Nicole.
When people try to friend you, dress back 'cause I'm trying to befriend you. Don't let them abuse you and use you. Don't get close to you. Don't let them see you worry at all. Don't let them see you cry. Eye water run dry. Keep smiling, stand tall. Failure's nothing but a trial to your destiny. Just keep on pushing and one day you fulfill your dreams. Tell them haters know weapons formed against you. No weapon shall prosper against you. Don't give up and you will come true.
Girl, you got me on the best side. I wanna take you on the west side. There's some place that we can go. Hey girl, you're causing the commotion. I wanna give you my love and devotion.
This is Ian Sweetness.
In a sticky situation,
5 minutes to the top of the hour.
you turn me on. I like how you work it. Tell me, baby, is it worth it? I've gotta think fast and make a move quick, 'cause you turn me on. I've only got eyes for you. I walk a million miles for you. I've got the right size for you. It shouldn't be a surprise to you. I'll drink that must slide for you. You got the shake, I've got fries for you. Can't you see I'm not lying to you? You make me sing alright to you. Hey girl, you're causing the commotion. I wanna give you my love and devotion. Putting me in a sticky situation. The way you hurt me on.
This is Wild Tree. As I look to bounce on out of here, I want to thank you once again for tuning in, each and every one.
In the back of my mind.
Whether you're locked in on Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew on TuneIn, Rotterbox.net, Foundation Radio Network, One Harmony Radio. Big ups to each and every one of you. Top of the morning, good afternoon, good day, good night, wherever you are in the world. Wild Tree's rendition of If I Didn't Know Any Better, featuring Miss Annette Brissett.
If I didn't know any better, and I'd be in love with you. Didn't want to look in the eyes of the one that I would be drawn to. I'm a moth lost in a fire. I know this is just a beautiful illusion, a case of the confusion between love and desire. Your heart is falling. If I didn't know
Yeah, I kind of have to tease you with this one. It's Young Girl, Hezron. I'm out of here. Yeah, it's truly a teaser. Catch tomorrow, same time, same place, God willing. Peace, love, and prosperity.
This world can get so crazy out there.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.